Sip shit. Tana. This money. This money. See, I'm all about my money, man. And see, I came up about 100 grand. This money got me doing the running, man. This money got me doing the running, man. They see I'm all about my paper, all about my paper. See I'm all about my paper, all about my paper. They see I'm chasing this paper, chasing this paper, chasing this paper. I am your host tonight. We have one of the marvelous Duval ambassadors, one of the founders, owners of Lyricist Live at the Art Walk downtown in Duval County in Jacksonville. This man, he makes his own music. He's an artist. He's an educator, entrepreneur. He to me, he's my friend, but also, you know what I'm saying, he means a lot, you know what I'm saying, to the city as far as music-wise and a lot of other things too, but we don't get into that. But without further ado, I want to introduce y'all to my motherfucking friend, and, you know what I'm saying, one of the Duval finest, Miles Jones. What's going on, my brother?
Peace, my brother.
What's going on?
Peace, God. Peace, God.
Peace. Hey, today, you know, tonight, having you on the show means a lot.
Yeah.
But we're gonna just go ahead and dive in it.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to ask you, how did you get started doing the Lyricist Live? Like, how did that all came about? Like, you know, you just sit home one day or you were doing music, you was like, man, I'm gonna go outside and just cut on the mic and just, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm doing the Lyricist Live in Jacksonville. I wanted to do that because I grew up and developed as an artist in Jacksonville. While I was doing that, there wasn't many platforms for other artists to like display their talent. Like, you know, we call Jacksonville the crab pots.
Right.
When somebody get on, they don't really, you know, that's the word, they don't really, you know, reach back in and grab the youth and up and comers and put them on. But that's all I really wanted to do because I'm originally from New York City, the mecca of hip hop, and the Bronx is where hip hop started.
Right.
Cool Herc. Know that.
DJ Cool Herc, you already know it. I was born in the Bronx, and my brothers, my older brothers, used to like hang in the park and do shows with Cool Herc and all of them.
Right.
And they used to come back home and tell me about it, and I was a young kid and I wanted to go. I was too young to go.
Yeah.
And we ended up moving to Florida, and as I lived in Florida, this is where I developed as an MC, like as a lyricist. Because in Florida, while I was growing up developing my craft, there were other artists here that I could bounce ideas off with and be inspired by.
Okay.
So we developed like this community of rappers, and I wanted to shadow how hip hop started in New York with these park jams, and I wanted to do that, reenact that outside in Jacksonville, because just like in hip hop, it eradicated a lot of gangs and you know, stopped a lot of violent crime, because in the Bronx at that time, it was the Reagan era, you know what I'm saying? It was the crack 80s and all of that.
To this day, the Bronx is still known as the most violent borough in New York. I where Joey Crack from, all them boys, like them niggas, like you go over there in the Bronx while I hear like them niggas, like
that's where all my older brothers are from, and they were out there, right?
Yeah. How old are you separated from your brother age-wise?
I'm 4 years younger than my oldest brother.
Okay.
He's the youngest. But my brother's above him. He's 4 years older than me, but my other brothers were like 10 years older than him.
Okay.
They were my older brothers.
Okay, so you the baby, you the youngest.
Yeah.
Me too, I feel you.
Five boys, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, growing up in the house.
I had 5 older brothers that whooped my ass.
Yeah. Older brothers was assholes.
So I had to learn how to fight grown men early. I had to learn how to fight grown men early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so knuckle game type.
Yeah, right.
Early.
So I came to Jacksonville. I wanted to do the same thing. Long story short, I was always an artist in Jacksonville rapping. This is where I developed, like a lot of people call me a New York rapper. That's because of course I got up north influence because that's where I'm from. But I was raised and grew up, and all my rap influences are from the South.
Talk to Mike a little bit. Talk to Mike some.
Oh, from the South. I'm laying back in the
So you good?
Yeah, most of my influence as an artist came from living in the South, you know, and I wanted to do that same thing with Jacksonville. Now here we are with what hip hop was started on, stopping the violence, stopping all the gangs in New York City from killing each other, and doing the Lyricist live downtown Jacksonville. We on 12 years now with no violence, no fights, nothing.
What's up.
Just got brothers coming together in a city where people die every day, violently.
They changed the name from the Bangle to what they call it, Gangville now. That's why I'm from Young. Yeah, it's Gangville. We ain't had gangs growing up. You know what I'm saying? You from here, at a young age, so you know.
High school.
Right, so you know it wasn't, we was neighborhoods. We wasn't fucking down ganging up, niggas clicking up from the west side with the east side and the north side. We wasn't on that. It was just about neighborhoods. But now they ganging up like it's a gang. Now it's gang shit going on now.
Be set true.
Yeah, that shit now. That shit weird to me because that shit.
But it's one of them things where
Evolution.
It ain't just Chicago and New York. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's gangs in Alaska. I seen somebody in one of the coldest areas in the world. They had gangs. They outside with trench coats on, with ice all on their face and shit. So I'm thinking like, damn, y'all thugging outside in the cold and shit. Ain't nothing new, but that just let you know it don't matter. It's a ghetto everywhere. Like in some places they want it to be. I guess it's trendy, but you know, we live in a time where, you know, everybody got something to prove, and the internet is like the leading candidate for all that shit.
Right. And speaking of that, you know, we made the loudest noise with it. You know what I'm saying? Ace and the boys. You know what I'm saying? With what they're doing, and who I smoke. A lot of these drill rappers in Jacksonville that's making a lot of noise because what they're saying, they're being voices for what's really going on.
Facts.
And
Fulio, Ace.
yeah, I don't.
Shout out to y'all boys.
Shout out to them boys though.
Yeah, definitely. Because I understand, like, you know, I totally understand, you know, just the products of the environments that's in this Jacksonville environment. It's been called the Banger where we hang them for a long time before there was Who I Smoke, before there was any of that stuff. There was all kind of stuff going on in Jacksonville. I'm glad, even though, you know, some of it is very negative, that they have an outlet where they can actually escape from that and get out of that and get away from that. Because where I come from, there wasn't really no escape from that. No way you couldn't rap your way out of it. You was in the streets, you stayed in the streets.
Back in the day, they used to think like if you was in the streets, rappers was corny, like niggas ain't
right.
You know what I mean? You feel me? I get what you putting down, brother.
What Biggie say? Either have a wicked jump shot, or you slinging crack rock. Yeah. That's the only thing. That was the way out, as far as like, you know, athletic or being creative doing music. But I think today it's the same thing. It's just so much. There's so many lanes that you can get in. It ain't just music and rap. Like you can get in doing anything. I know some of this shit may be stupid, but it's a lane for that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people don't like Charleston White. I don't necessarily agree with none of the shit he be saying, but I do agree with some of the shit he be saying.
Right.
Like, but he created, just like he was against people that created these characters that everybody praised. What he did was, he created a character too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So y'all praise these characters and they doing stupid shit. So guess what? I created a character. Y'all don't like me for that, but guess what though? You know, it made him money. So, and you know, he is his own person. But I said that because, you know, I remember you mentioned about you grew up in the Bronx, like New York, like, you know,
that's where I was born.
I know. I said that where you want. Yeah. That's where you were born. I'm saying no, but it's like the mecca of music.
Yeah.
Like even though the South, like musically wise, they like everywhere now. I grew up off New York rap.
Right. You know,
Run DMC
down here from
Kumo D. You know what I'm saying?
That's all they knew. Like that's why I could relate to other people that was interested in rapping were rapping down here because all of us. We only knew about New York rappers. There was no, you know, there was there were certain rappers in different parts, but there was an official West Coast Dirty South.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the South, it was straight New York rappers for quite a while, and then it broke off into the West Coast and the South.
I'm fucking the West Coast niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I
always
as soon as we got a taste of any coast, as a culture, we all gravitate to it. Yeah. All of us. Right. And the South is up now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it'll you know, who knows how long the South
gonna reign.
The South, because the South right now is reigning the longest.
Yeah, in fact. And I know that to be true because I know why. It's because of the sticking togetherness. Like niggas in New York, like them niggas, they say it themselves. Them niggas mean, like them niggas we don't click up. Nah, they competitive like that.
Right.
Like you can get on the South, you can get on the track with a nigga in the South, and a nigga like he don't give a fuck about you having the best verse and none of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
But that was really. I think that whole, seeing it like that whole thing has to do with what you have access to. If all you have access to is other people versus a big city with all this, you know, studios and all of the and record companies and all of that, but they got that and we got, I know Tana, I know Reason.
You force me to
go. We got this little studio. I got this little computer. That's the South. That's always gonna trump the techno gods.
Yeah.
Us organically.
Yeah.
And the next emerging coast or whatever. It's gonna be the same way. They're not gonna be doing what everybody's doing. They're gonna be doing, we went to auto-tune for a little while. Now they see it's different people coming out that's just doing things with their voice, their own voice. You know what I'm saying? And it goes somewhere else. It's always evolving.
Like how you?
No, you good, bro. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna ask like music today, like I like this like the last couple of days, cause I ain't gonna lie, he'll tell you like I'm like, well this shit whack. I don't know what the fuck they doing in here, but I've kind of learned that if you get into every person's music that you disagree with, if you get into their world and understand it, you'll probably like it. Not saying like you saying it's better than this, but I think every world you get into, once you understand it, you be like, okay, I understand what he's doing. A lot of this shit don't make no sense, but make no sense, make money. Like just the Seinfeld, that show didn't make no sense, but it was a show about stuff that didn't make no sense, but it's something that makes sense.
It made sense when you got into it, like you said.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
I like Jerry Seinfeld show. So Jerry Seinfeld, that shit hard.
That's my shit.
That shit hilarious. That shit up my comedy mindset.
I thought I was sarcastic, like by myself. I was like, okay,
Another one.
It's an art. It's an art to this.
It is an art to
and
this
expression.
shit. That's a fact. That's
why they mad.
Right.
So okay, so you from New York, you created this Lyricist live thing at the Melody Market. It's
the art walk.
Oh my bad, the art work.
We gotta do it, real rap music, yeah, teacher and student. I'm still learning, moving, yeah, beating, bruising, all over my body, with the shotty, come through, no karate, gon' use, yeah, 1, 2, check it out, yeah, I'm from the new school, what the old school rules always do, yes.
Like, famous is big now in the city. A lot of people know about it. A lot of people didn't. But I'm not gonna lie. I give you. It's nobody don't get no credit, but I give you for putting that in light. Because a lot of people, when we went down there, we was like, it was so live, but we ain't never seen it like that.
Right.
And then we was like, man, they doing it like this.
The Lyricist live did that at the Jacksonville Art Walk. I have the Lyricist Live brought black art and culture to the art walk, period.
To the forefront.
No one will argue it. No one can argue it. I have all the video footage documented. I have years and years and years of what it looked like on the streets down there. Before any other person that can say they performed there, but there were no performing artists. There were people with guitars on corners and old white ladies knitting yarn balls. And that's what was the art walk. And then
that was the beginning.
Yes, that was the art walk.
You seen it, bro?
And I said, okay, this is all that's going on here, because I never try to do what I saw somebody else do. And I wanted to do, like, I started off in a podcast like this. You know, it was a podcast where during the session of the podcast, we would have an open mic cipher that I ran, because I was the rapper that everybody knew that would get rappers together and freestyle. Right? So before the Lyricist Live at the Art Walk, I was doing every Friday night as the Sugar Shack All-Stars on 92.7.
Yeah, I remember. Let me tell you something right now.
92.7 the beat.
If a brother say 92.7 the beat, nigga.
I'm Jacksonville.
Yo, it wasn't 93.3. You kids out here, nigga. You talking about 93.3. Before that shit, before you got T-Roy and the other fucking, the questions I asked myself, it was 92.7 the beat. And you know who your DJ was? It was Easy-E, extra crunchy, extra crispy. Nigga, that shit was real. It was Easy-E, the nigga that's on 101.5 right now, nigga. Yeah, young nigga. It was Easy-E. He was the number one DJ. That's why they moved that nigga to the other station. But anyway, I'm glad you said that.
He was on there with
good old days, nerd.
Deep Ryan on the radio. And
I freestyle on 92.7 the beat,
I would
nigga.
bring all the rappers together up to the radio station. And he would throw on the beats, and we would have it would be like for an hour and a half, an hour session of us just rhyming on the radio. We was doing this way before the art walk. You know,
I know about it.
Y'all like one of the pioneers. Like you, I'm, cause I ain't gonna lie, you and I can remember Bigger Rankings. Like to me, y'all brought so much to the city musically wise.
Shouts out to Bigger.
And yeah, shout out to Bigger Rankings, man. Like real
it's
shit.
Going down, baby.
Like hey, real shit. Like
I East, I East, man. I'm from my East, man.
Because having you on my show, it was such a big deal because Bigger Rankings, we can't. Hey,
cool runners, baby.
Cool runners. Like
Florida Avenue.
Bigger Rankings. If you're watching my boy, hey, come on the show, bro. I would love to have you on the show because I already got another ambassador on here that, you know what I'm saying. Even though we friends, but it meant a lot to you for you to be here. But you,
let me tell you something. Yeah, you can respect me, and you know I got accomplishments, and I've done things for arts and culture, but bigger ranking up here, boy. Bigger ranking up here to me. What I'm saying is, yeah, big up here.
Right.
Cause I watched this man when I was just a kid.
Me too.
When I was just a kid, before I did anything I did,
That nigga made that bit.
He was a good nigga. He was
right. Look,
remember that shit, man?
Yeah,
All the way. That's a fact.
That man is responsible.
That man a legend.
So much
He's a
fun
legend.
in my life. So much fun, man. He brought me so much joy, man. He brought me like everything, man. He brought me women. He brought me like.
He brought you home.
Man,
He
didn't even try to.
Yeah, he was solid.
He had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Hey,
He was just there.
Yeah.
He brought a lot of attention. He brought a lot of attention. A lot of artists, big artists,
Definitely
in the city.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They came here because they fucked with him, and he told them about, hey man, Duval, hey man, we just we know we're a hot city. We just need somebody to put some
before
light
they
on.
even struck,
Rick Ross
fucking with them hard. Rick Ross,
Yeah. All them boys.
We can have a whole nother show about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about this shit all day. Fact. I mean, because you're a legend, but so I want to get into the fact that you went to the UK, right?
Bristol, England.
Right, and you represented. I know they showed you so much love and respect over there. It was well reserved, like how it felt going over there from Duval County going to the UK, bro. How that felt you doing this live and shit.
It was amazing, bro. I made an entire movie that has not seen, that has nobody's eyes and really on it. I made an entire film over there.
Yeah.
And, I do this documentary film work, but I went. In 2016, I went over to Bristol, England, sent by the Cultural Council of Greater Jacksonville as one of Jacksonville's first cultural ambassador of the arts to the sister city of Jacksonville, which is Bristol, England. They have these sister city connections, and they wanted to send some artists from Jacksonville over to England for a cultural exchange.
Yo, I didn't even know there was a sister city. You saying Bristol, England? It's the sister city of Jacksonville, Florida.
Yup,
That's I ain't never even dropped
this St. John's. Look, I ain't know that. I seen it with my own eyes. The sister city of the St. John's River. I seen it.
So they got a beach too and all that shit?
I ain't been to the beach.
I'm just saying,
it's amazing architecture. It's a beautiful city, bro. I couldn't find one cigarette butt, no trash blowing in the wind, nothing. I was amazed. I was looking at my homeboy over the street like, yo, look, this is a monopoly board. They done sent us over here, or either that, or I live in trash. I live in a city of trash because, yeah, man, it was nice over there. But they sent me over there for the 400-year anniversary of Shakespeare because I wrote a poem that like educates people on who Shakespeare was. And the only reason why I know who Shakespeare was and about Shakespeare is because my father, who was the jazz musician, had always, gave me Shakespeare lines. I used to perform in the jazz clubs with him, and I just, as a 5-year-old kid, I just come up and say one line to the crowd like, to be or not to be, that is the question. And all these jazz musicians would go nuts over it, you know what I'm saying? And my father, he published a couple books, and I was inspired by him, so I wrote this poem. The Cultural Council of Jacksonville heard it and wanted to send me over as a representative. Like, look, we have artists over here that respect the sister city's culture, and they use me for that.
That was amazing,
dope, bro. That's dope.
That's fucking amazing, dog. Like real shit. Cause me, bro, like nobody I know from Duval, like that just. Now, like now, we can say it's a lot of people just growing, that's making music, a lot of people. But back then, you know, we ain't really knew nobody that was, you know what I'm saying? We was like, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, kind of like when Outkast, when Drake got up there, he said, you know, hey, the South got something to say. That's how I felt like about Duval. Like, hey, man, Duval, we got something to say too, bro. Yeah, a lot of people pass through us, pass over us. You know, they come to Florida. Hey, man, you know, Miami, Orlando, Tampa. To Tallahassee, Jacksonville, yeah. But anyways,
I remember a time when if you was out of town and if you told somebody you was from Jacksonville, Florida, they was like, "Where that's at?" And you would have to use the Jaguars even. You know what I'm saying?
But look, imagine before the Jaguars.
Before the Jaguars, it was even worse, nigga.
I remember when the Jacksonville, my mama was so happy that Jacksonville. My mama wasn't even no football fan, bro. My mama was so happy that Jacksonville got a football team when they got a football team.
I'm all about my money, man. And see, I came up about 100 grand. This money got me doing the running, man. This money got me doing the running, man.